Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're checking out two products from Zera. We have the MagSafe wireless battery pack, and we have their 65 watt GaN Tech wall charger with dual USB-C and one USB-A with power delivery. So we'll be checking these both out today. So keep watching for my review of these two products. So first up today, we're going to check out the MagSafe wireless battery pack. This is a common thing that's exploded since MagSafe came about with wireless charging. And this is Zera's battery solution for the iPhone 11 or 12 that uses MagSafe. So in the box, we get the wireless charger itself. It has a brushed sort of plastic feel to it. It's not sticky or tacky, so it's not going to pick up any lint in any pockets. Zera branding. Also Zera branding on the back with the MagSafe points for your phone to attach and align. This one here is going to make it align vertically, so it's not going to swivel, and it should all attach all as expected. On the back we've got the Zera MagVolt, they call it, battery pack. It's a 5000 milliamp hour battery going at, can't read that, 18.5 watts per hour. It has an input of 5 volts 2 amps, so it's going to charge at 10 watts, and it has output of through USB-C of 20 watts, so you can charge through the USB-C output port as well as USB input. That is that socket there, and you have wireless charging of up to 7.5 watts. So here's all the details there. We've got our seals here. So it definitely should not explode on us. We have a power indicator here which should tell us how powered the battery is, and assume that these will start flashing and depleting when the battery runs out, and also when it's charging. So a quick look at how much it measures. So it's got a magnetic back, so it's sticking to this ruler here. So I'd say it's 9.5 centimeters tall by 6.3 centimeters wide, and it's probably around 1.4 centimeters deep. So there are some claimed chargers here that will be about a centimeter deep, but I've yet to see one, and this is my first wireless charger for MagSafe. So charging wise, it's simple as making sure that the lights are actually illuminated and the battery is actually powered on, then attaching it to the back. That's going to fire the animation for MagSafe, and the battery is nicely attached to the back there. So it's probably going to give it just over the same thickness again as the iPhone, if a little bit thicker by a few millimeters. So it's definitely going to sit on there nice and safe. It's not going to fall off long as you've got a MagSafe case. It's going to fit on the back of the phone without any problems as well, because obviously the camera bump there is not going to be in the way. It's definitely going to sit below that. And an iPhone mini I've yet to try out, and hopefully I can show you that now, and if that fits and if that doesn't fit at all. So with it attached, you can sort of press this down. That's going to turn the battery off, is it? Doesn't look like it. So you can't, yes you can. So you can press it. Takes a while to initialize, but that's it charging. If I press the button down once, see if it turns off. Nope, that's not turning off. Double press, yes. So 2 presses will turn the battery off. 1 press will turn the battery on. Takes a little while to initialize, and then it actually gets going. Small little guide here that tells you probably what is in the charger itself. So we've gone all through this. It weighs 120 grams, so that's going to add that 120 grams on top of the weight of your phone already, plus case if you've got it. The 4 indicator lights at the bottom, you've got 100%, 75%, 50% and 25% of the remaining battery that's left on the battery pack itself. And obviously we've got 20 watts of charging should you want to charge the phone a little bit faster without using wireless, or if you want to charge an additional phone out of this as well. So in the box we've got a USB-C charger. This is roughly about 80 centimeters long, less than a meter. It's got some good connectors on here, small little grips on the edges, and USB-C to USB-C with a braided cable, so we're not going to get any kinks here. So this is still charging, starting to feel a little bit of heat there, but not much. I'm going to plug this in the bottom here and see if that stops the charging. No, that's still charging up here. And we've got the cable Got to plug that into here and see if we get a charge. Yes, we do. So this is now charging from USB-C using this cable. You can see it up here, that it's charging up here. And this is still charging as well. So that's cool. And obviously if we take that battery off, that's still charging. That's now gone. Let's get that back on again. It's charging again. So that's great. So if you've got two devices, one might not be wireless compatible, you can actually charge both devices out of this same charger with or without it attached to the phone. You can just have this loose whenever you want. So that's very, very cool. Obviously you would use this cable to charge it. Let's have a look at how much this is charging by. We've got a little USB-C adapter here. We're gonna let that. It is running at 94%, so it's not gonna probably give us its proper measuring, but let's plug this in and see what it's charging by. So at 94 watts on the Android device, it's charging up at 9 watts. So not quite the 20 that it's advertised for at the moment, but it is at 94%. So it's probably not drawing the most out of this charger at the moment. I'll give it a bit more time to see if it actually does ramp up, but it seems very unlikely. So I'll get this phone down to 75% and see how well the battery does then. So we've got our iPad Pro here. We're going to plug that in here. It's on 79% at the moment. So I'm going to plug that in into the wireless charger and see how much it's going to draw now. So straight away we've got 17 watts. So it's definitely drawing a lot more because it is a lot more demanding, the iPad Pro, and especially at 73% charge. So we've been over a minute now and it's still drawing at around about 17 watts. So read into that what you will. It might just be the power draw of the iPad itself, or the fact that this isn't giving the full amount that is advertised to be at the moment. But for now, 17 watts is very good for at least the iPad Pro and the charging of it. We've got our iPhone run down to 66%. So we're gonna hopefully get the full charge out of this power bank. So we're gonna plug in our meter reader here. We're then gonna plug in the USB-C end in. So at the moment, it's only gonna draw 0.8 watts at the moment. Now we're gonna plug it in. So now it's charging. So we're in about 3 minutes in and we've got a peak of about 17 watts out of this, but it's flattened off roughly around about 13 watts at the moment. It's peaked off at 60-ish% on my iPhone. So not quite the 20 watts that we saw, but we did see that come out of the iPad, or at least come close to it. And it got up to 17 watts here earlier. So there is that throughput there, and it's definitely doing a higher charge than the wireless equivalent. And we'll just get this on the back here, and it's charging our phone already. And we're going to run the amperes for. We've got no thermal problems at the moment. We're at 66%. We'll just do a test how much milliamp hours or wattage we're going to get out of this.
A few moments later.
Right, so testing is being completed and we have 3.5 watts, not quite the 7.5 watts that's promised, 700 milliamps and 1.0 seconds. So we're going to test this again just to make sure. We are still at normal thermal state. It's not being throttled, but right now, let's see if we can do better than 33.5. Right, so the test is complete again. And again, we've got 3.5 watts out of the charger with the same results here. So I don't really have a Apple MagSafe battery pack to compare this to. But as pricing goes, their current pricing for this battery pack is $99.98 from their website. But you can buy it today for $44.99. So that's a big saving right now for this particular pack. It's definitely nice and lightweight and fairly thin, and it's definitely compatible with your iPhone 11, iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 with MagSafe. This is the second generation of their battery pack. It has a all new design, so we've done away with the stand from the previous generation that they've done. It has a larger battery capacity, it has faster charging speeds, it has a much stronger magnet strength on the back, and it just generally adds extra better grip overall. The pack does have fast charging protocols on it, so it will charge 50% within 30 minutes for the iPhone 13. It will charge your Apple AirPods case as well if you've got wireless charging ability case for your AirPods. And even if your phone doesn't support MagSafe, if you've got a wireless case that has a magnetic attachment on it, then this battery pack should attach to that as well. The blue light on the end means that it is charging. So if you have something that's not sitting the right way, this blue light should start to flash, meaning that you've not actually placed it on the charger properly. Value add to tell you that you've got to change it the right way around, and then it will start charging. Best combination is to use their GAN charger or any other PD charger to get this charged back up in very good speeds. So paired with the Zera 65 watt GAN charger to charge this battery pack, that's going to roughly take about just under 3 hours to charge this 5000 milliamps back up at just over 20 watts from this wall adapter. Right, the second product we're looking at today from Zera is the Gantech 65 watt charger. This is obviously the UK version of that charger. This is what comes in the box. It is a little bit big, but if you think about it, compared to Apple's own charger, it's not that much deep and not that much in terms of thickness. But when you compare it on its side, it is a big difference. You can probably get 2 of these to the size of Apple's own 60 watt charger. Obviously, it's a little bit less profile on the plug side as well. But thickness is roughly just a tad little bit thicker than Apple's own. And in terms of height, it's probably the same height almost actually. Yeah, in terms of its depth, it's a little bit thicker. Obviously, we've got 3 ports here instead of Apple's 1. So that's an advantage there. We've got 2 USB-C inputs and 1 USB-A. If you were to charge from either one of these USB-C-A inputs, it's going to charge it at up to 65 watts. And if you're going to charge from the USB-A output, that's going to charge on its own up to 60 watts. And if you're going to charge from both of these USB-A output ports, it's going to charge up to 20 watts each. So that's 40 watts in total between the two. If you're going to charge from one of the USBs and the USB-A, it's going to support up to 22.5 watts. And if you're going to charge from all of these, each port is going to charge up to 22.5 watts each. It weighs 119 grams, so it's fairly light to put in a travel pack, backpack, or your luggage if you're going to go on holiday. It's not a travel adapter. You can only get one type of adapter, and it doesn't slide off or come off. But at least it has in the UK, it has a lower top profile, so that's quite handy if you've got a close gang socket of wall sockets above the actual one itself. It's not going to get in the way there. So let's give it some proper measurement. So from the wall socket side, it's 7.5 centimeters in depth, roughly around 4 centimeters in height. And if we're just talking the actual brick itself, it's 3.2 centimeters wide. So, but as we've seen it next to the Apple one, it is a massive difference. So that's really, really good in terms of travel and weight. It does feel a lot more lighter than the Apple charger as well. And if you've got a MacBook, laptop, and even an iPhone, you're going to be able to charge all those 3 devices from this charger itself. The MacBook will be trickle charging if you were to connect to all of these ports at once, but if you were charging the MacBook on its own, 65 watts from at least a 13 or 14 inch MacBook, that's going to be enough to charge it without any problems. And it lets you keep just one adapter as you're going around the country, at least in the UK at least, and just have one charger on you in your bag. So this is Zera 65 watt fast charging PD GAN wall charger, retails for $69.99. But at the time of this video, you can get this for a lot cheaper, considering Apple's new 67 watt wall charger is $59 at the moment. So you do get a little bit less power overall, but you do get the 3 charging ports compared to Apple's 1. So that's a really good benefit there, as well as the price difference. As chargers go, I think it's a pretty good charger. Definitely solid in build. It's got this nice looking colors to it. It does stick out a little bit far from your socket, but that's pretty much expected through what it's charging and the equivalent charger of what it's actually being plugged into. So you are saving a lot in terms of weight and size, as well as ports on the back here as well, and the ability of what you can charge through this too. I do find it a bit odd in the UK that this is going to be pointing upwards, yet all the labels are upside down. You kind of want to turn it this way, but then that's going to be upside down in the UK most of the time. So that's a little bit of a niggle on this regard, but other than that, you're really not going to be noticing. These 2 ports aren't any different, and you know that's very clearly a USB-A port there, so you're not going to get them confused. So if you're looking for a 65 watt charger and you want something that's light, fairly small sized, and it's got a lot of charging ports on it, then have a look at this 65 watt GAN charger from Zera. All right, I hope you found this video helpful, and we've looked at both of these products today from Zera, and you can check out my links down below for both of them and to find out more and to buy yourself one. You can check out all my other iPhone and tech accessory reviews up in this playlist here. Hit that subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.